Hi, welcome to another Singing Chef video. We're going to be doing gorgeous Asian style salmon with a beautiful oyster and spring onion noodles. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to show you step by step how to make this beautiful, fragrant, aromatic dish. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my upcoming videos. Let's cook.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Singing Chef. Today we're going to be making a beautiful oriental salmon and noodles. This is a really tasty dish. I've done this lots of times for friends, family over the years, and it always goes down really well. And today I want to share it with everyone out there. So we've got ourselves some really lovely, beautiful salmon fillets here. You can use either the tail end or the sort of centre fillets for this. I don't really advise using anything with too many bones in, because you kind of don't really want to be sort of muddling through bones anytime. It's not good. So yeah, we've got some lovely sort of boneless salmon fillets there. They're from the fishmongers. We've got some cracked black pepper. We've got some freshly squeezed lemon juice there. We've got some scallions. We've got some soy sauce. We've got some minced garlic, some minced ginger, and we're going to be using a little bit of classic hoisin sauce as well. So what we need to do is we need to marinate this salmon, okay? So we need to combine all of these ingredients into a bowl, mix with our salmon fillets, and allow to marinate for as long as you possibly can. I mean, overnight is absolutely ideal. If you're short on time, just do it for an hour. Or if you do this in the morning and you've got work, just put it in the fridge in the morning and it's ready to go for when you go home from work. You know, it's quite a simple, versatile marinade. And obviously the longer you leave it to marinate, the more intensified the flavour becomes. Okay, welcome back to this beautiful Asian salmon dish we're doing this evening. So our salmon has been marinating now for roughly 6 hours. Okay, so I've got that out and we need to bring that down to sort of room temperature before we cook it, ideally. And for our noodles, we've got our pan over here with about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And I'll just run you through the other ingredients we're going to need. Obviously, we're going to need some noodles. So these are just some normal pre-blanched egg noodles. Okay, just the normal dried egg noodles, which have just been boiled and left to cool. And we've got our vegetables over here. Now, you can use whatever vegetables you like, but I find these are the ones that work really well. So we've got some sliced, very finely sliced mange TOUTE. We've got a finely sliced red bell pepper, a finely julienned carrot. We've got some spring onions there that have just been finely sliced. We've got some fresh root ginger. We're using a little bit of the garlic paste because I haven't got any fresh garlic today, but you can absolutely use a clove or two of fresh garlic. So we need a teaspoon of that. Over here we've got our other ingredients. We've got for our sauce, which is the main part really, the sort of what gives us the flavour, is we've got some light soy sauce, we've got some dark sort of oyster sauce there, we've got some dark soy sauce here at the back, okay, for the colour, because it goes a lovely dark colour, and we've got some sesame oil there, okay. Now all the measurements for this dish will be below in the description box. But we normally need for the sauce, I've already made some sauce up actually in my little sexy ramekin here. So we've got, I'll just quickly run through it now just so that it's sort of available. We've got 2 tablespoons of the oyster sauce. Okay, 2 tablespoons of the oyster sauce. We've got then about 2 tablespoons of the light soy sauce. We've got 1 tablespoon of the dark soy sauce, and we want a teaspoon to a tablespoon of the sesame oil. Okay, so we've mixed that all in this little ramekin here. All right, feel free to add a little bit of water to that if you want to loosen it, because once you add it to the noodles are going to soak up all this sauce anyway. And now this is a completely optional extra, but I find that it does really add that takeaway restaurant taste, and that is of course a bit of classic MSG. Now I'm going to be using about a few pinches of this, okay. I don't recommend you use too much of it, you don't need to, but it's there just to add just more sort of flavour dimension to the dish, and it really does give you that gorgeous takeaway sensation. All right, so if you haven't got any, go down to your Asian stores and grab yourself some MSG, because it really is a game changer when it comes to Oriental cooking. Right, without further ado, we're going to get our pan on, and we're going to walk you through this beautiful ginger and oyster sauce, spring onion noodles, which will accompany our lovely Asian salmon, which we'll get to in just a few moments in this video. Right, so our pan's nice and hot now. We've got 2 tablespoons of normal vegetable oil in the pan. So we're going to add our egg noodles. Okay, so this is roughly for 2 people, this dish. And what we want to do is want to just get a little cook on these noodles before we start adding other ingredients. Okay, so this is just a very quick sort of pre-fry. Right, so we've given our noodles a little pre-cook on a nice high heat, so we can take them off the heat for now. So another couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil goes in our pan, and we want to give our vegetables now a little pre-cook. So before we do anything else, we need to get our ginger in the pan. Don't burn the ginger. Okay, we just want to get a nice flavoured oil in there, and feel free to take it off the heat a little bit and just allow that to flavour the oil. Okay. At this stage we can then add our vegetables that I showed you around earlier. We're on a nice sort of medium to high heat. We don't want to overcook the vegetables. Right, so we're not overcooking these. We want to keep a little bit of crunch to our vegetables if we can, because now we want to add our noodles back in. This happens really quickly, by the way. Most of your time goes on just the prep and cutting the vegetables and things. Okay, at this stage we want to get our garlic in there. Now the reason I didn't put the garlic in too early is because I don't want the garlic to burn. Alright, I just want the hum in there. I don't want any bitter flavours, and obviously if you get your garlic in too hot oil, it will burn and it will taste bitter and the whole dish is wrecked. Right, you absolutely don't want to do that. So a nice little toss round, get everything incorporated, and then we can add our sauce. This will go a lovely sort of dark colour now because of the dark soy sauce that we put in earlier. We're not going to add too much in the way of salt. I don't think I'm going to add any because we've got the light soy sauce in there, which is quite salty in its own right. Really beautiful. Look at those noodles now. Absolutely beautiful. We now want to add a little bit of our MSG. That's going to give us our lovely classic sort of takeaway umami flavour. I'll say about half a teaspoon just went in there. You don't have to use it at all if you're a bit conscious about it, but I really advise using it because you will totally understand why when you taste it. Right, they are pretty much ready to serve. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on with our salmon now, and these will be absolutely gorgeous served with our Asian salmon. Right, so it's time to get our salmon on, the star of the show. So we've got our pan, which is nicely preheated now, sort of medium heat. We don't want it too high. All right, so we've got about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil go in, or as much as or as little as you want to use. And we just want to put it down, that side down to start with. And if you noticed, I've got some score marks in the salmon there. That is basically so that it absorbs plenty of that marinade. Right, so our salmon's had about 2 minutes on one side. Now it's important you don't keep flipping it, you right? We'll flip it once and once only. So this is going to be the final part of the cooking. And we want to cook it now on the skin side for about another 2–2.5 minutes. Right, so our salmon now has had 2.5 minutes on each side. As you can see, we've got some beautiful caramelisation. Okay, it's not burnt. Basically, it's where the sugars in the marinade have slightly caramelised. Okay, so that's our salmon, which we've now just taken off the heat. So let's get served this dish up. So our lovely, beautiful noodles. Right, and now for our crispy salmon. Right, really elegant. And what I like to do is just finish off with a little bit of Thai basil. A couple of chopsticks, because why not? And there you have it, a beautiful Asian style salmon with beautiful ginger and spring onion noodles.